guys, today we're going to talk about the new Adidas gear. I was excited to see Adidas come back to lacrosse. I am a lifelong Adidas fan. I initially got into Adidas in like 1983, 84.
My Adidas walk through constant doors and roam all over Coliseum floor.
Run DMC's My Adidas came out. I had the Adidas clamshells with fat laces. I was pretty serious. But I still wear Adidas a lot. I'm wearing Adidas right now. I usually wear Puma or Adidas if I'm not wearing flip-flops. Pumas, like old style Pumas, or these are my newest Adidas. Dennis Brusenitz, skater, superstar. But anyway, so yeah, I'm an Adidas guy. Always have been. More so than a Nike guy. Even though, Nike, it's hard to deny Nike. They make good stuff. Seeing Adidas come back into the fold was exciting to me. So let's just start going over the stuff. This is their EQT Tracer shaft. The EQT Tracer, toughest alloy on the market, aerospace grade alloy for control, weight, and speed, and it's light. I haven't weighed it, but it just feels like a light shaft. The graphics are awesome. That's a good looking shaft. The toughest alloy on the market, but nice, cool butt end. I like the white butt end. Will it focus and show you the graphic? Maybe, maybe not. So, great looking shaft, great feeling shaft, real smooth finish. I would add a little tape or something, some kind of grip here, something there, but you wouldn't need it because it's smooth, but it's not slippery. Love this shaft. So next, let's talk about the heads. They have 3 head offerings. Well, 4, I guess, if you're counting the goalie head. I didn't get a goalie head, but this is the Demonic, which is their defensive head. It's a great looking head. So much detail. In here, just really cool looking. Blank in the center of the scoop for dies, which I always appreciate. Head name, which is nice, embossed. So this is their, like I said, this is their D head. And you can tell this sucker is going to be stiff just by looking at it. Look at all these struts. They're not kidding around. This thing is stiff, and it is. But it's not heavy. It seems like it would be heavy. There's hardly any big cutouts on the throat or the back. It's all solid, but it's not overly heavy. It feels like a good weight even with this hanging off it, which is like 5 pages and 2 stickers. Optimal flex, weight, and durability. Robust sidewall for stiffness. Head shape for the defender, obviously wide. Pick off passes, knock down passes. Recess channels protect top string. All right, so that's the Demonic. Next, we've got the Boss. EQT Boss, which is, I believe, more of a midfielder head. Plenty of stringing holes. Again, with the recessed top string holes. Good looking head. I love the face shape. It's an attack or midi head. Light. This has slightly more cutaways. There's a cutaway in the back. More on the side than the Demonic. These, even though they don't go all the way through, they're a little deeper, a little bigger. So it's definitely lighter than the Demonic. I can feel that. Boss. Right there. Big top string holes. Same with the Demonic. Interesting that the Demonic has 4. This has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice big holes for the first 1, 2, 3. They're actually a nice size with a good beveled edge all the way down. Angling upward, keep your knots up top. Bottom holes are a little bit small, probably enough for a leather, but it's going to be a tight squeeze. You can squeeze it through there though. They're bigger on the Demonic. They're a little bit bigger on the Demonic. Throat shape is interesting, how different on the back. This thing is just beefy, and this is a little more fine-tuned, just because it doesn't have to be quite so stiff. All right, so that is the Boss, and this is the Enrage. And this is absolutely the lightest of the 3. It's the most narrow of the face shapes. So this is the Enrage. This is the Boss. I should just take these off, huh? So, the Boss. This is the Enrage. Let's just switch like this. EQT Enrage. This is the one I'm talking about now. So you can see it's more narrow, but very similar strut pattern. A little less stiff because there's one fewer strut. So this one here doesn't exist on the Enrage. More flexible then, obviously. Interesting that each of the throats is different. So this is the Boss, which, you know, I would call it a midi head. Could be used for attack. And this is the Enrage, which I would call an attack head. Stringing, the top string holes are different with the recessed holes here. It's just got like a little beveled channel there to protect the top string holes on the Enrage. But it's funny that, you know, they're all different. The cutouts on the throat are different. Big cutouts on the front of this one compared to just indents, which don't go all the way through on the Boss, and then very little cutouts on the Demonic. But it's kind of cool that they're all different. I appreciate that. I think it would be boring if they were all the same. So anyway, these heads are fantastic. I'm very pleased. I haven't obviously strung them up or thrown with them. Just took them out of the bag. This is my favorite. This is the Enrage. I think it's just a fantastic looking head. You know, that's designed for what the mid-high. This one is a little more versatile. You could go high, and then being relatively flat along here, you can go mid all the way to low. And this one, you know, you can do anything. I would do a mid-high on there. Just, you know, defenders, LSMs, loose balls. You know, you want to get it quick. You want to get it in your spot quick. Get it up, great. It'll move the ball or take down field. But they're pretty versatile for stringing. I'm excited to string them up. So that's the heads. Let's move on to the other stuff. So protection. Arm. This is arm guards. So obviously these being big, full-size, glove to shoulder would be, or glove to upper arm would be attackman, dodging attackman, inverted midi, a midi who plays attack sometimes. They're interesting. I don't love the aesthetics. I don't love the boxiness here, the 3-panel boxy look, but they're really comfortable. This part of the pad inside is incredible. This needs to be on every pad. They're so comfortable and it seems durable. So these are obviously going to offer maximum protection. It's a floating cap, you know, so much protection on these. This, like I said, this part is incredibly comfortable. Just the best feeling inners that I've ever felt. They're secure. These aren't going to move. I mean, I'm a little bit sweaty right now, but you know, it was a chore to get them up. But they're not going anywhere. Ow, my shoulder's killing me. You know, I like these more on than I like looking at them. They're not bad looking either. I like the gray. Gray goes with anything. These are nice. So these are the Berserker arm guards. They go for 110, and you know, if you are maybe not the fastest dodging attackman and you get kind of lit up, this is the kind of padding you want. Definitely. These are nice. All right, let's move on. Next, we've got the Berserker arm pads. These go for $80. A little less protective than the arm guards, you know, and historically it's more of a this size is more of a midi arm pad, you know, attack, dealing with long poles who are just getting peppered with stick checks. They want full protection. Usually middies who also, you know, may have an LSM on them, may invert, may dodge low. I mean, they can get lit up too, so they like a little more protection than the defensive pads, but maybe a little less than attack. These are similar to the Stallions with the single strap, which I like. At first, when the Stallions came out after the Assaults, I was like, why one strap? Why would you do that? But I think it's nice because it works, and you know, it just keeps everything a little more simple. And if it works and you can cut down on material and weight and, you know, hassle, then cool. These are comfortable. So Oh, I love these. Man. These are nice. Fully flexible. Oh, very light, but super protective. If you watch Chris from Mainly Mesh, watch his video. He's got someone checking him, which is good. When I open it up all the way, there's a gap here, but I can't imagine why I would be here. You know, if you're one-handed, it's closed off. Yeah, it's not getting in there. These are nice. They're light enough and protective enough. Even a smaller attackman, you know, whose gloves maybe, you know, this comes down to here, gloves meet here. Like my kid could probably wear these at attack. So arm guards, 110. Arm pads, 80. And like I said, this stuff inside is so comfortable. I love the way they look too. I think it's a great looking pad. All right, next we've got the Berserker elbow pads. So obviously this, no strap. It's only this stretchy material. One elbow cap, not floating, but it's got some high density foam in here above and below the elbow cap. All of them have this kind of grippy material inside to keep them in place, top and bottom. And I'm not going to try these on because my arms are bigger than my older son's, and he's already laid claim to these. He loves them. I did try them on when we first got them, and they are comfortable. Plenty of protection for an LSM or a close defender. Or, you know, some goalies like to throw arm pads on. Not too many, but that kind of thing would be nice, just so you didn't catch one in the elbow. Or if you had an injured elbow, throw that on. All right, so these cost $60. Not bad. Berserker Strength shoulder pads. They come with the little bicep pad here, but these didn't come with it. So maybe they don't come with it. On the website, I saw that they do have the little hangy bicep pads, but most people take those off anyway. These are comfortable. My younger son is in the market for shoulder pads because, you know, we bought him new ones over the years, but he always goes back to his U9. I think they're Reeboks that he has. You know, he cut the shoulder caps off and they're just real thin here, just no protection. And he's gotten it in his head over the years that he needs really light shoulder pads. And liners are cool, but most of them are a little too thick for him up here, which is crazy. So I had him try these on. I'm like, hey, dude, I got your shoulder pads for high school. And he's like, nah, too much. They cover the shoulders, they stick out. And they don't stick out on me, but he's like half the size. So, you know, they do on him. Stick out a little bit off the shoulder, and he doesn't dig that. But for someone my size, I mean, that's perfect, you know. Especially if you're in, you know, playing high school or college, and you're not wearing a penny. You don't have to worry about something sticking out, like how it looks, which is stupid. These are great. And as soon as he catches a pole in the cap of the elbow, he's going to probably want these. But they've got nice heart protection, real comfortable, you know, great straps. Just these are quality. Good back protection. These cost $110, and I'm a fan. I love the all gray. You know, it's simple. It's gray is a great color. So that's the Berserker shoulder pads. I think they're awesome. I'm hoping my younger son comes to his senses and wears these, because they are so much better than what he's currently wearing. So much more protection. I think they're lighter and, you know, better foam, high density foam. So, you know, once he's wearing a full jersey, and, you know, he's kind of in penny mode now. His club team had pennies, all his travel teams all have pennies. Once he gets an actual high school jersey on that, you know, pads don't really show, he'll probably opt for those. I love everything here, all these products, but my favorite, and since I was a kid, my favorite product, my favorite piece of lacrosse equipment has always been gloves. And these are the Berserker gloves, and they're fantastic. They look real broad here, but they're not bulky, and just fantastic mobility. Thumbs are perfect. I mean, I'm so excited by what lacrosse companies are doing with gloves these days. You know, gloves were kind of hit and miss back in the day, and I guess they still are. But the palms here, this or faux suede, whatever it is so soft, but it feels like it's going to be durable. Not too many holes, but you know, that's fine. It's got some Climacool here, breathable holes here. Awesome mobility. Removable cuff, which I don't know. I mean, I've never removed a cuff before. We took it out, and it looks, it looks fine. I guess maybe if you're a close defender and you're just trying to narrow down the pads that you're wearing, but I think it looks good with the cuff. But yeah, my older son has laid claim to these as well. So he's today at practice he's going to have all new gear. Well, at least new elbows and new gloves. He's been using the Maverick Roams for a couple years, and they're, we've taped them up because there's quite a few holes now. So he's definitely in need of new gloves. My younger son he's using Mac Daddy 4s, and I bought them for real cheap. And I don't like them. I find them to be too bulky and too stiff, but he loves them. And when I bought him a pair of 12s, and I also bought a pair of 13s for myself that are right over there. I guess me looking over here and pointing doesn't help you at all. But so he's like, I'm just going to wear the 13s in high school. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to buy you new gloves, but he's all set for gloves, which is good. My elder son needed gloves. These are perfect, so he's in business. It's not really what it's about. Reviewing this gear isn't about equipping my kids. It's about letting you guys know what I think of this stuff. But the fact that a lot of gear comes in and out of my house, my kids, when they jump at something like, oh my God, can I use those? You know that they're good because my kids do see a lot of gear. So the fact that when they get excited about a product, you can pretty much bet, and they're not experts, but they know what they like. And what they like is usually what most young lacrosse players like. They're a pretty good sounding board. And if I don't like something, but they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. They're a better opinion than mine because they're in it. I'm old. I don't play currently. I just coach. They're actually, a company should be sending them stuff, not me. These are good. They are very comfortable gloves. I love that. Like I said, I'm an Adidas fan. I love that big Adidas across the cuff. That's awesome looking. The palms are so comfortable. Great stuff. I'm impressed, Adidas. You guys have, you came back into the game and you didn't take a half step. You just leapt right in, and you have come out with some very, very quality gear. There's also a goalie head, like I said, and there's also a chest protector, a goalie chest protector. I don't have either of those. If you guys are looking for gear, and Adidas, you haven't tried Adidas stuff, go to a store or tournament, or they've got a booth, or a vendor that's got some Adidas stuff, and check it out because this is high quality gear, and they're back, and it's good. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.